Hello everyone! We are nearing the end of December, a time when lots of folks take stock of their current situation and make plans to turn the page into a new year of possibilities. Whether you make formal New Year's resolutions or not, I'm hoping there will be something in this conversation for you. I'm going to talk a little bit about goal setting and motivation within, of course, the context of singing, specifically improving your personal vocal practice. Before we go on, I'd like to take a moment to encourage you to look at the helpful links below, and as always, your likes, comments, and subscriptions help me to get my videos out to more people. Moving on, I think it's important to have specific goals. How else will you be able to measure how you're doing? That goal may be to be more consistent, or have more fun, or to work to sing more in tune, or to strengthen your head voice. That part is up to you. While we're at it, check out my practice planner in the links below if you could use a little guidance mapping out your goals. I've mentioned before that most of us aren't properly taught how to practice. And if we figured out how to put together a specific practice session, then how do we design long-term goals? I'll pull that latter concept apart a bit more in the future. But right now, let's talk about motivation. We, as humans, are primarily motivated by either pain or pleasure or a little bit of both. Either of those can be positive or negative forces. If we're afraid of the pain of showing up unprepared to a rehearsal or a performance, that may motivate us to practice. We may not practice because we're much more comfortable wrapped up in a blanket watching Netflix all day, and it would be a pain to get up. Now, in the pleasure column, we may practice to get the feeling of accomplishment and to hear ourselves improve. We may also feel pleasure knowing that our future self will be that much better off for all of our work. And again, the pleasure seeker in us might want to stay on the couch all day. I think the magic lies in developing a mid and long range view of our own progress. It's so very easy to say, oh, I'll just skip practice today, no big deal. But let's look at some numbers. If you practice 30 minutes a day, 3 days a week, by the end of the year, you'll have spent 78 hours practicing. Now, if you up that to 30 minutes, 5 days a week, that's 130 hours per year. How much could you accomplish with 52 extra hours of practice? Now let's extend that over 5 years. Practicing 3 days a week for 30 minutes. In 5 years, you'll have practiced 390 hours. If you make it 5 days a week, that's now 650 hours of practice. Small choices add up. Take care of your future self by giving your future self the gift of time. That said, I would argue that time is not the most important aspect of improvement. Most of us want to look back at those 650 hours to see that we've progressed. Mindlessly running exercises or listening to practice tracks over and over may move the needle forward a little bit, but imagine if you picked one thing to work on and kept that at the front of your mind. For example, while I warm up today, I'm going to focus on my alignment. Or, while I review words and notes today, I'm going to focus on a fully coordinated breath. I submit that generally, we try to do too much at once or too many things at once. I encourage my students of all ages to know their personal one thing. Yes, we have a lot to think about, but what is the one aspect of your singing that if you consistently focused on improving it, would provide the most bang for your buck? While you're working on rep or warm-ups or range extension exercises, what one thing would bring you the most improvement? Here are some ideas. Consistent and coordinated breath, alignment, releasing tension, focusing on relaxation, or even developing the skill of focusing on one thing. As we roll forward into this new year, I look forward to sharing some exciting programs and upcoming announcements with you. Stay safe, keep singing, and I will see you next time.